So Andre, obviously, you know, making history, just what that meant to you, doing that against Albany to tie Cole Murphy with number 59 and then get number 60.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. I mean, knowing that I'm in the history books now for Syracuse football is pretty cool thing.
And Cole had said that he kind of just saw it in you. He just knew when he was a senior and you were a freshman, there was just something about you and the way you went about your business. Go into that a little bit. I mean, what do you think about the fact that he saw it in you?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a hardworking guy, obviously. I mean, coming in my freshman year, I only played 1 year of football before that. So coming in, I knew like it was kind of do or die. I would have to either transfer or win the job, essentially. So I ended up working my tail off, like he mentioned in the interview, and kind of the rest was history. I mean, I knew I had it in me, so it was a matter of learning it within a year, kind of perfecting my craft, and then going from there.
Because you had committed to Louisville, and then the coach had come over here,
right,
and then you came with him. Just bring me into kind of that process. You know, did the coach just kind of say to Dino, like, hey, you got to give this guy a shot?
Yeah, essentially it was kind of like that. Dave Bowler was originally at Louisville, and then he kind of moved to Syracuse, and then he said, hey, like, you got a good opportunity here at Syracuse with the senior kicker Cole leaving after this year. So I kind of took his word for it, and then he was the only one who really like trusted me, who said, hey, you can come to this school. And so I kind of trusted his word, and I'm going to Louisville, and the rest is kind of history.
When you look back on, you know, your decision to come here and be a walk-on and whatnot, I said to Cole, he was a walk-on, and he's now number 2 all time. You're a walk-on when you first came in, and you're number 1 all time. I said, it kind of, not that don't want you guys to have a scholarship initially, but I said it kind of works for Syracuse to kind of find these diamonds in the rough.
Right, exactly. I mean, I feel like you always have a little bit of more grit in you, know, and being a walk-on, you kind of have that chip on your shoulder to kind of prove yourself. So I feel like that's exactly what we did with our careers. You know,
and Cole had said that to me, that there was this kind of signing one kicker and then having one come in as a walk-on, and then there was a run of just giving scholarships to kickers, and now it's kind of gone back to you have to earn it through a walk-on role, because it does create the chip on the shoulder. Do you think if you didn't have that maybe it would have changed anything for you if you got a scholarship right away?
I think it would have stayed the same, obviously, I know, but like if I played more years in high school, I feel like maybe it would have changed something, because I would have been already more developed in my kicking like technique, so to say. So I feel like in the end it would have all been the same. But we've had 2 punters now, Sterling come in on scholarship and James coming on scholarship, and they're both really good punters. So I feel like it's kind of just worked out kind of for kickers.
Did you know that it could be a record-setting day? I mean, did you know that you were 1 away from tying, 2 away from taking it?
Yeah, actually at halftime I checked my phone just to see the times, and I saw a tweet. I was like, oh, he tied the record. I was like, oh, like I knew I was a couple away. I knew it was close. I think I'm coming up on the most points in Syracuse history too, so I'm not sure how far I am.
Yeah, I think Nate Trout's still there. So
yeah. I don't really keep track of like records, but it's pretty cool to break them.
Yeah, I know he's up there, and he's said numerous times that he wants somebody to break it.
Right, and the same with me too. I hope whichever kicker breaks it next. I mean, kudos to them. Records are meant to be broken, so it's cool to have it for now. But.
So you're a redshirt junior. You got another season after this if you take it, and you're already number 1 in field goals made. So, I mean, what's the ceiling? Because you got 60, Cole's got 59. There's other guys 50s, 40s in the top 5, top 6. Are we going to see 80? I mean, are you going to try to like really make this this number 1 have a giant ocean between 1 and 2?
Maybe. I mean, it all depends on like when coach sends me out. Just doing whatever I can to help the team. In the end, it's not about setting records for me per se. It's more whatever I can do to help the team. You know.
Penalty-wise, you make the 43-yarder, and then obviously penalties plagued the team against Albany, and then you had to go back 5 yards. What do you do mentally after you make a field goal and then find out, okay, there was a timeout called or it's called back because of a penalty, now I got to go again? How do you mentally kind of go through a progression of being ready to do it again?
Right, kind of just flushing it. You can't really think about, okay, I made it, and people will tell me, hey, like, just do the same thing. And it's like, okay, well, easier said than done, but it's happened before where we were missing a guy. I think it was Louisville last year. We were missing a guy and ended up running out. We had the delay of game, got the snap off at 0 seconds, still kicked it, made it, went back, made the next one. So, I mean, I've been in the situation before. It's kind of just flushing it. It's kind of like every kick is his own kick. Kind of, even if it's right after another, back to back, it's still carry that mentality through.
How do you create that type of mental prowess, that mental strength?
you're just born with it. I feel like it's something you're just born with. I mean, I always have extreme confidence when I'm out there. You can't be doubting yourself when you're out there. It's like I said to all the younger specialists, kicking is 80% mental. I mean, I do the same thing over and over every single day at practice. At this point, it's muscle memory. It's whether I go out into the game and I can just kind of flick the switch like, hey, it's just like practice, you know, like not thinking about it too much, not thinking about the crowd or then whatever the noise or yard line or whatever it may be. It's kind of just, I've been doing it for 5 years now. It's the same thing.
Did the team celebrate you afterwards? Did you have any type of celebration?
Yeah, a couple of the guys come off on the defensive side. A couple of them said congrats, and people in the stands are yelling at me, and guys on the offense too. It's pretty cool. And then Babers obviously the next day in the team meeting.
And what did he say?
Just congratulated me for it, and ended up being special teams MVP. So pretty cool.
MVP for that
game, yeah.
And for you, I mean, you can't control the opponent that you're playing or where you're playing. So did you have like in your head like, oh, if I set this record, you know, I'd love to do it in this game or something like that, or does that not matter who the opponent is?
It doesn't really matter. Like I said, just go out and do whatever I can to help the team win. But it's cool that I end up breaking it at home. Kind of had the fans right there kind of congratulating me, so it was definitely cool.
A kicker's job, special teams in general, is in a place where if you do what you're supposed to do, sometimes people say nothing. And then if you miss 3 field goals, then everybody wants to, like Greg Zuerlein in week 1 with Dallas, he missed a touchdown essentially, 2 field goals and an extra point. What's it like to have a role where if you do everything you're supposed to do, nobody says anything, but if you don't, then people talk about it?
It's a tough job. Everyone gives us some say that, oh, we don't do anything at practice, you know, oh, you guys just kick, and it's like, but it is a tough like mental position. Like I said, it's a lot of it's mental. So going out there and like missing 1 kick, and then everyone's saying, oh, like kicker is not good and stuff like that, but and then you make it, like you said, and it's whatever. But I mean, it's part of the job, you know. I don't need like a validation, so to say, from media or like fans saying, oh, he's good, he's not good, you know. I know I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna try my best, I'm gonna do my best, and it'll work out, I guess. And then
Cole said that he tries to leave you alone during the season, but he did reach out and text you and say congratulations. What does it mean to you that the guy that's number 2 to you now, that the record you just passed, is somebody that you actually got to learn from when you were here as a freshman?
Right, it was definitely cool seeing him text me too. I know, like you mentioned, he doesn't really bug me too much. Like freshman year, he texted me more frequently because obviously it was the year after he left, and now he texts me once in a while. Obviously, he texts me after I won my award my freshman year too. But it was cool to see him text me this game, knowing I broke his record and hearing from the guy whose record I broke, kind of reach out and say congrats.
What do you want to tell Cole Murphy?
Thank you for being a good role model for me my freshman year. I mean, he and Sterling and Nolan all molded me into the guy I am today. So.
And how did they do that? How did they mold you?
Taught me the mental aspect of the game. You know, they took me under their wing. You know, gave me confidence I needed to say, hey, you know, I can be the kicker here. It's like, it's tough when you come in as a freshman. Everything's already, you're just kind of thrown into the fire, so to say. And it's cool that they were able to kind of mentor me and explain to me and show me the ropes, essentially, of how it's done here. You
said you're born with the confidence or the mental ability, but you just said obviously you can learn it as well. How much were you born with, and how much have you learned?
I think I was born with a lot. I mean, I've always been a confident guy. Like growing up playing soccer, like I'd always think I'm the best guy on the field. Going on for a field goal, I know, hey, I'm the best kicker in the country. That's what's going through my head. You know, I'm going to make this field goal. So that's always been there for me. But it's also like having to block out the fans or something. Cole's like, hey, you know, focus on the kick. It's the same as practice. And kind of hearing him say that and then translating it into like tough situation at practice where we have defensive guys yelling at me and stuff, trying to get in my head, or coach yelling in my ear. It's like those practice situations kind of translated to the game, and that's exactly kind of what Cole prepped me with mentally.
So you got Cole Murphy, you have Nate Trout, Ross Krautman, Alindo Mare, Gary Anderson, and the names go on here. The Lou Groza Award has never been won by anybody at Syracuse until you did it. What does it mean to you to see that long list of incredible kickers and you to be the nation's top kicker?
It's unbelievable, honestly. It's truly a blessing. I mean, we've had, like you said, great kickers come through here, and it's good to be, it's kind of surreal to be recognized as like one of the best that come through here. So it truly means a lot to me.